The secret behind Zhang Jingyi's effortless aesthetic, viral retro Polaroid breakdown. While the entire entertainment industry is drowning in hyper-polished, airbrushed perfection, Zhang Jingyi just stopped the entire internet dead in its tracks with a handful of grainy lo-fi Polaroids. In an era dominated by high-gloss celebrity marketing, social media feeds have become exhausting runways of curated luxury. We are relentlessly bombarded with blinding studio flashes, synthetic skin textures smoothed beyond reality, and styling so rigid it feels suffocatingly commercial. Everything is algorithmically optimized to sell an impossible fantasy, inadvertently driving a wedge between audiences and the real humans behind the screen. The more manufactured perfection we see, the more emotionally depleted we feel, leaving us craving something raw and genuine. Then, completely unannounced, Zhang Jingyi's studio drops a set of casual retro snapshots taken right inside the living room. No sponsored hashtags screaming for attention, no massive lighting crew, and zero high-flown press releases, just pure, unadulterated visual silence. And instantly, the digital chaos simply faded away. The setup could not be more deceptively minimalist. Dressed in nothing more than an oversized thrifted-style gray button-up, her jet-black hair falling naturally across her shoulders without a single spritz of styling lacquer, she simply exists within the quiet corners of home. There are no dramatic angles aggressively sculpting her facial profile, no heavy contouring, and absolutely no trace of stiff red carpet posturing. Instead, the lens leans entirely into the natural grain and unpredictable warmth of instant film. The gentle amber spill of domestic ambient light softens every edge around her, capturing a subtle, languid energy that makes you want to exhale. Looking at these frames, you are immediately transported to that familiar, quiet pocket of a slow Sunday afternoon, curled up on an unmade sofa, barefoot on wooden floors, watching dust motes dance across sunbeams, completely content with doing absolutely nothing while the outside world rushes madly by. What stirred up such an overwhelming reaction online wasn't merely the retro film trend. It was the profound, almost defiant vulnerability embedded in the shoot. Today's audiences are acutely aware of how performative the entertainment world has become. Even so-called candid vlogs and off-duty street styles are heavily scripted by entire creative teams down to the last gesture. But in this series, Zhang strips away every layer of artificial defense. Watch the way her fingers rest lightly, almost absent-mindedly against the open collar of her shirt. Notice her eyes. She doesn't gaze into the lens to seduce or demand admiration from the viewer. Her look is slow, bookish, faintly melancholic, and deeply introspective. Netizens flooded the comment sections not just with the standard flattery of fan culture, but with a rare sense of shared empathy. People weren't just admiring an attractive screen icon. They were connecting to an intimate, unguarded human emotional space. When you step back and evaluate her trajectory as an actress, this shoot actually unlocks the very essence of why Zhang Jingyi has become such a compelling presence in contemporary cinema. Among the fiercely competitive wave of post-95's leading actresses, where many fall into the trap of cookie-cutter idol tropes or exaggerated micro-expressions, Zhang has quietly cultivated an old soul gravitas. She belongs to that rare breed of cinematic performers whose faces naturally carry narrative weight and emotional depth. There is an innate, quiet tension in her features, a delicate balance between fragile innocence and an unyielding, grounded resilience. Art house and mainstream directors are naturally drawn to this quality because she doesn't need explosive melodrama to communicate inner conflict. She commands the frame simply through her quiet presence and storytelling eyes. In many ways, this casual Polaroid drop serves as an accidental masterclass in authentic artistic branding. Without trying to deliver an intellectual statement, it exposed the hollow artifice of modern influencers' aesthetics. It proved that enduring star charisma has never been about multi-million-dollar production sets, diamond sponsorships, or designer gowns that cost more than a year's rent. True presence is visceral and effortless. It lives in the quiet confidence of an artist who is entirely comfortable in her own skin, unafraid to let the grain show, commanding the room completely with nothing more than an oversized shirt and an honest, lingering stare.